Welcome to the Renewal. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below giving your opinion on closure. Do you think closure is needed after ending a relationship or situationship? Most people will probably say yes, and I'm about to say I disagree. Most times when you have to end a relationship, 9 times out of 10, the other person already know the reason. Sometimes giving closure is only just giving the person across the lines a chance to make you feel bad for wanting to leave. Then it turns into you taking them back. Then in some cases, the other person just don't move on and continues to blow up your phone and drain you of your energy. But to each his own. Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.
No, because the disrespect was the closure. Way too many people are out there trying to get closure, trying to have that last conversation with someone that has already disrespected you, has already left you confused and wondering what just happened. The confusion is the closure. The same person that hurt you, left you disrespected, and confused you, in what world is that person going to be the same person that gives you closure? If anything, that conversation is going to bring you more confusion, because this person has already proved to you that they don't know how to have an effective conversation. And they've already showed you more than once that they don't care. Because if they did care, you probably wouldn't care so much, or you would still be with them. Last time that I personally tried to seek closure from someone who flat out disrespected me, I was left feeling like a dumbass because the conversation did not go the way that I wanted it to go, but it also left me feeling like, why did I just try to seek a little ounce of validation from someone who does not give a fuck about me? And that was the absolute last time, the last straw. I will never be seeking closure again, because honestly, closure is a scam. You give yourself closure. In the moment that that person disrespects you, shows you their true colors, or their actions aren't matching the reality, that is your reality. I hate to say this, but that person just doesn't care.
Let's start normalizing not giving people a chance to explain. Like, if it is so disrespectful, I don't need to hear anything you have to say. I don't need an excuse. I don't need to know why. Like, for example, cheating. I don't know why. No, I do know why. Women always want to have a conversation. Why did you do this? Why did you mess us up? Why? Why do you care at this point? So you want to know, you want him to almost comfort you. You want the person to hurt you to almost comfort you so you don't leave him. That's all we want, because if cheating is so disrespectful, it is so detrimental, why do you care why somebody did it? It doesn't matter. They did it. You showed me how you feel about me, and we need to normalize not letting people have a chance to explain. There's nothing to explain. There's no accident when you cheat. You know what you did. I don't care why you did it. Normalize not giving people a chance to warp your mind, to gaslight you, to make you feel bad when they did the bad. Normalize just saying, I know what you did.
Sometimes closure is giving the other person the power to keep you in this relationship emotionally. See, ideally, we would like closure to release us from pain. I want to understand why you did what you did. Or I want you to admit how wrong you were so that I don't feel crazy. But the reality is we're still sitting in the pain of what happened and not moving on from it.
But you don't need to have that last conversation that you think that you need to have with them in order to get closure. You give yourself closure by moving on and removing their access to you. So whatever you think that you will gain from that last conversation with them is actually just your ego's want for validation. But do you really need the person who hurt you to tell you that they hurt you when you know that they hurt you? So validate yourself, and also know that the person who hurt you cannot heal you. Only you can heal you. So instead of going back to that person to try to get closure from them, look in the mirror and give yourself that closure. Validate yourself, remove access, and move on.
Closure is not real. It's a manipulation technique that people are going to use to make it seem like you're making the wrong decision when you decide to cut them off.
If a situationship ghosts you, it's an iffy situation, because you can't really be mad at it, but you can. Because it's not like you're dating, right? Y'all didn't make anything official. There's no label. Y'all don't even know where it's going. Y'all could be just fuck buddies for now, and it just don't seem like it's leading to anything. Or it might. Who knows? But at the same time, since it's a situationship, each side can have options, or should have. Unless y'all both sat down and said, listen, we're going to take this serious. Like, let's cut off all our options. But nobody really wants to have that conversation because it's an uncomfortable conversation. People would rather just say, oh, I'm not talking to anyone. And then the whole time talking to 2 other people behind the scenes. You just their favorite. Until you're not, until one of them are. And yeah, it's kind of messed up. But like I said, you can't really be mad at it because they're not yours. But you can because they're technically yours or was yours for a certain period of time. This is why situationships are stupid, because it hurts more than just talking to somebody. But they can treat it like they're only just talking to you, if that makes sense. If y'all never have that conversation of having other options behind the scenes, you should have other options behind the scenes. Just in case some stuff like this happens, because this type of stuff happens to people all the time. I have this conversation from every single situationship I've been in since 2022.
One of the most annoying things has got to be whenever you know that you're about to get ready to get ghosted in a situationship. Or it could even be when you don't know that it's coming, but it just suddenly happened and then you ghosted. You're like, damn, well. And it's like the shit sucks so bad because I think like whenever you in those situationships or whatever, right? And like they get to talking about how like, oh yeah, like the situationship hurt worse than like a relationship probably would have hurt, right? I think it's because you never got the closure that you actually needed, but it's like you can't request a closure because you wasn't in a relationship, so you don't deserve the closure, if you get what I'm saying. Like that person technically doesn't owe you anything because they weren't committed to you. Y'all wasn't in a relationship, y'all was in a situationship. So whenever they ghost you, you kind of just got to be like, and you got to kind of take it for what it was. And that shit kind of sucked. And it really sucked like when you know that the ghost is about to come. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all be doing so good and everything be going well. And then you know what? You wake up one day and slowly them texts start coming. You know what I'm saying? The phone stop coming or whatever. And like I said, the phone calls stop coming. Surely. And you like, damn, we hung out in a little minute. We was hanging out every day. We was talking every day. Now it's like every few days. And then it gets shorter and shorter over that time. And then you just got to sit there and be like, yep, we know what this is. I'm about to get ghosted. And then you can even bring it up to him like, you know, hey, like I feel like, you know, shit kind of changing, the dynamic shifting. Like, hey, what's going on? They be like, no, everything cool. And then boom, you're ghosted. And now you sitting there and you're like, damn. That's fucked up. Like, damn, I guess I really was talking to Casper.
It's like an honest question for you guys. When you're asking your person for closure and you want closure, what is it that you're expecting to hear? Because see, the thing with breakups is a lot of the time your person is just going to tell you what you want to hear to either just ease the pain if they really care about you and they just don't want to revisit it. Or they'll just tell you whatever you want to hear so they can end the conversation and be done with it. I've been on both sides of this. I've been the dumper, I've been the dumpy. And I can tell you as the dumpy, I was searching for every little possible answer that person would have given me. And at the end of the day, it didn't even really help because I felt like they were lying to me. And then I've been the dumper and I literally told the person everything that they just needed to hear so it would be less painful for them and also so they would leave me alone and I could just move forward.
Getting over somebody that you was never really in a relationship with is really a weird grief because it's like your heart really thought you was in a relationship with that person, especially when you get to saying things like my man or my person or things like that, and then it's like the people around you want to tell you to just get over it or y'all wasn't even in a relationship to begin with. But I'm gonna say this, it's easier to get over somebody when you first deal with your emotions, no matter how crazy it looks to the people around you or even to yourself. And it's also easier to get over somebody when you realize you were the only one who wanted the relationship in the first place. Getting over somebody that you was never really in a relationship with is really a weird grief because it's like your heart really thought you was in a relationship with that person, especially when you get to saying things like my man or my person or things like that, and then it's like the people around you want to tell you to just get over it or y'all wasn't even in a relationship to begin with. But I'm gonna say this, it's easier to get over somebody when you first deal with your emotions, no matter how crazy it looks to the people around you or even to yourself. And it's also easier to get over somebody when you realize you were the only one who wanted the relationship in the first place.